Like Queen Elizabeth would drive this.
Right?
All right, so I'm Olaf Kilthau, and I'm here with my buddy Frank, and just wanted to do a little talk about the Land Rover and all the years and miles it's got, and the different things that I've done to it and versions. I don't know. I got to be on version like 20.1 or something like that by this time.
Of the build?
Yeah, yeah, of the build. You know, it never stops, right? You think it stops, but it never really stops.
Yeah, we were talking about it on the way here, and I was telling him how this is like, if you were to take like the safari vehicle, the quintessential Land Rover, like this is what a lot of people envision, right? And like that, this is like Africa cool, right?
Yeah, it's gone through quite a bit.
How many miles do you have on it?
449, 538 and a half.
That's the real deal.
So almost 450,000.
If you didn't think it was possible, it's possible.
Yeah. People say, oh, is that the original motor? It's not the original motor. It's on the third motor. So I get about 200,000 plus out of each motor.
I don't know what's more incredible, the fact that you can say that.
Only.
Like most people are like, oh, I get like 2,000 per oil change. This dude's like, I get 200,000 per motor.
Yeah.
He's like talking about it.
And then I rebuilt the transmission once, and I rebuilt the transfer case once. Actually, no, sorry, transmission twice, transfer case once. And it works great. I've used it a lot. I've upgraded that's from Masterpole, synthetic line, and then obviously I have Factor 55 and Warn that I've recently upgraded
the shackles,
to.
Yeah. Yep.
For the closed, what do they call it? Closed loop?
The closed system recovery.
Yeah, closed system winching.
Yep,
It's
exactly.
just safer that way.
Exactly.
And then KC, I've had
Tried
these
and
lights
true.
for a while. Yep, these are HIDs. And
Wow.
those up there I've had. So I used to own an off-road park called Area BFE, and KC was one of the supporters of the park. So they definitely work well. It's 5 inches up from stock.
Oh wow, that's
And
significant.
so I did a 3-inch spring lift, and then I had a 2-inch body lift. But then I was wheeling in Moab one time.
This one
of the
time
many
in Moab?
times, yeah. And I broke the 4 rear body mounts that basically have the pucks, for the body lift.
Totally, yeah.
And so I took it to my friends at Off-Road Evolution, and they basically made it permanent.
Oh.
So welded it all together.
So this is her forever height.
Yes, this is her forever height. Yep.
Just like me.
Yeah, right. Just like me. Yeah.
This is a Discovery 1. So that rack is a bit long, so it's for a Discovery 2.
Oh, okay.
And I liked it because it gave me some extra space to grab on the
Totally,
back.
because it's not that much longer. You're talking like a couple inches.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's
a
only
few inches.
Yeah, it's only a couple inches off the back. It's really not that much.
And then
Which is super useful.
I had that powder coated recently, or re-powder coated. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
And I used this chicken coop base here, which has lasted quite a long time.
So Olaf, when we met, this is going a little bit ways back, like what, probably 3 years ago now? Maybe a little bit longer.
Yeah, something like that.
Through the Rig for Dirt meetups that we do here in Orange County, and Olaf did the recovery classes with the winching and that we did for our then second anniversary of Rig for Dirt, and that was one of the things that he was teaching us, like how to use them, proper maintenance. How to keep one going for a long time, right? Especially when it's sitting on your rig and it's exposed to the elements.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They can last a long time.
They'll last a long time.
Oh yeah.
They make covers for them and all that, but I just take it off, lubricate it, hit it with a rock, and keep it working.
It completes the look.
It still works.
The real tools. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The real tools are rocking the hammer.
That's true. I mean, when you're out there and sometimes that other cotter pin
Doesn't want to move.
Doesn't want to move. Just hit it with that rock and and it releases.
All of a sudden, it gets reminded of its job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's a really great suspension. It's also got free floating axles. So on many vehicles, when you break your axle, your tire falls off.
Right.
Essentially.
Right.
On this, it's captivated. So if I break my axle, I just pull these bolts out, and I can pull the axle out, and then take the other side out, and I can push the broken part. Push the broken part out. Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't lose my tire. I always thought that was. I remember wheeling with guys.
You're like, that should be a no-brainer.
And I'm thinking to myself, I remember seeing this guy in Moab dragging his axle through the dirt, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, what happened to that guy?
Yeah.
And then
you see the tire pop off and this giant like axle just sticking out of it, right? It looks like one of those tether balls like from my kid's game,
and I'm thinking
right?
to myself, what happened to that guy? Why is his tire off? And somebody says, oh no, because he broke his axle. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute.
Yeah.
When I break my axle, my tire doesn't fall off. And so, it was, again, that's a little bit ahead of their time, and that came later as an expensive upgrade to a lot of other four-wheel drive vehicles.
Is that every time I see it, it's a no-nonsense build.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there's no frills, there's no fluff. This is like, get the job done build.
Yeah.
Like it's
yeah.
a little battle scar.
Yeah. So the right side of the vehicle has more damage than the left side, because I used to go wheeling with this guy who was a great spotter.
Yeah.
But he only spotted from the driver's corner. So when he was spotting me, he couldn't see what was going on this side.
I noticed.
And I'd always hit and hit
and hit
and hit.
You got
and
this
hit,
one down here
and there.
Yeah.
And here.
They're all passenger side.
So the passenger side has more
it's funny
damage.
because I was gonna say, hey, this side looks pretty clean. We went to this side. I was like, you did pretty good, man.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to get you a different Band-Aid now.
We're gonna need more Band-Aids.
I mean,
so
people used to tease me because I carry so much stuff in the back. But when you're the only Land Rover, you got to carry all your own stuff, all your own tools, and all your, anything that fits Land Rover doesn't fit anything else.
That's true.
Water pumps and the whole
You gotta
thing.
be your own medic.
Pretty much. All the recovery gear, jack, fluid, you name it.
Everything.
It's in there.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome, man.
But cool.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
Like, you carry so much crap.
All right, so we are now in a completely different part of California. We just traveled over to Eastvale to visit my buddy Ollie, also known as Kate the Jeep on Instagram, and we're gonna go check in on his build because he's got a major project going that is crunch time right now. Literally a week until we leave for Moab. So we're gonna see him, and then our other buddy is here. Our buddy from Everyman Overland is here, and so we're gonna see his kick-ass ZR2, and hopefully he's helping Ollie finish up Kate because he needs it. What are you two doing down there? All nice and cozy. Your mom? Ooh. Mom, is that you?
Well, this is what happens when you got 1 week left to go to EJS. All these little fun things pop up.
High-tech work.
So those have got to come out and go through there.
Is that? I think that's it.
But that's not even close.
No,
And
it's-
that's not even close either.
We should tell people why we're here and who you are.
Sure.
So, this is Ollie. This is also known on Instagram as Kate the Jeep, co-host of Rig for Dirt, my partner in crime.
What's up, guys?
Also the smiler in chief.
I guess I don't have to talk. Frank did all the talking for me.
Bye.
What's up, guys? It's Ollie with Kate the Jeep. I am here today with Frank. Frank, what's up, dude?
What's going on,
I'm
man?
kidding. I'm
It's
fucking
been
with
a
you.
while.
No, you're the host. Go
No, it's okay. This is what we. Yeah, man. So we're here. We've been running around all day. I'm sure you guys will see that. And we're here now to see where you're at, because you've been grinding it out here for
Yes.
days.
Yes.
Tell us why and where you're at.
Well, why is because this shit's never done. Where I'm at is we're so close. I mean, it's been a nonstop grind for the last. I would say it's like well over a month since everything kind of started rolling, in the last 2 weeks, it's really gone crazy where, I mean, you were over, I've had like my buddy Martin over, Matt, Eric.
There's a straight roster.
It was like an all-star team of the homies coming over, attacking this thing. Huge support from so many different companies like Bilstein, Ibach, Curry, Yukon. Man, I'm gonna forget somebody, and somebody's gonna get pissed. Rebel Off-Road for sure. A lot of hands came on board. Rancho Racing. Fuck. I mean, the list is pretty long.
Yeah.
But we're at a point now where the suspension's done. We'll take a look at that. And now it's about all the little minor tweaks. The last big thing left is the clutch and flywheel. We got a spec stage 3 clutch and a Ceneforce high inertia flywheel. That's got to go in. We just wired up the 25 watt GMRS from Rugged Radios, and we got a Stinger audio system coming in. So there's still quite a few things left, but nothing major. The biggest piece of it was the coilover conversion in the rear, because we were coil sprung in the back. We had a hybrid system. We had a coil spring up front, we had a coilover up front, coil spring in the back. Now we're coilover all 4 corners, thanks to Rebel Off-Road and Bilstein, like I said. One of the first things that people love, especially people that aren't so into this industry, is all the goodies in the back. And super lucky, super fortunate to have Goose Gear and Snowmaster on board, where we've got a 42-liter Traveler Series fridge, and then we've got a little mini 12-liter freezer, so kids can get ice cream on the trail, ice for the drinks, you know, for them adult beverages. Camshaft dual burner stove, and then like I said, we have the Goose Gear plate system, drawer system, slider for the fridge, and then we've got cubbies on both sides. So usually these side areas, like, or your wheel wells, everything just falls off of there. Now we've got a nice flat top on top. You can put stuff up there. I can just hoard more shit in my rig, so it's awesome. And of course, little portable bathroom.
Yeah, don't forget that. What's that orange stuff hanging off the side there?
So this is the hoses for the 4 tire air system, and then glad you brought that up, because we also have a hydro tank pressurized water system, so it's pretty cool. Just pull this off right off the rear bumper, connect this on, and then I can wash off shit wherever it may come from. The drawer system is really nice for the fridge, because you have this lower part, which usually I'll carry like some propane, my coffee setup, my ARB tire repair kit, and then a little emergency roadside kit. And then the fridge itself will pull out, and that's where we keep, you know, all the drinks up in here. There's nothing to see right now. So it's basically all the camp stuff, you know, camp knife. This thing's pretty badass. I'll show you my good one inside, but this is from Last Sasquatch. It's my kitchen knife, and of course everything else I need around camp. All right, so over here is one of my favorite little things. This was made about 2.5 years ago for SEMA back in the day. My buddy John from Castle Fab, he has a company called Cargo Keepers, and this is called the Hardbox Light. This was the first of its kind. He's changed the design since, but essentially it's the same. And so this allows you to make use of storage that you never use anyways, and it's a window normally here that you never see through anyways. So it's really nice. It's got a little molly panel on the back, and I've got these pouches set up. I've got an IFAC. I've got a glove kit right here, so when I'm cooking I can bust out the gloves. Marco taught me about the whole black glove thing. I give my my Warren remote winch remote for the winch, bug spray, sunscreen, and then over here just some odds and ends. I love these little things. They don't even sponsor me, but I will buy these and I'll give them out to people. I'll give you one before you leave. They're the Blackbeard fire starters. They work so well. My kids can start fires with these things, so I keep them on the rig. But anyways,
I like the idea that you keep the Warren remote out here.
Yeah,
because that makes a lot of sense. For a lot of people will put it in their recovery kit, or they'll put it sometimes behind their seat or under their seat. But the reality is, when you need it most, you usually have to get out.
Well, it's funny. A lot of people keep their recovery gear in the trunk.
Yeah.
And well, what if your backs up against the rock and
Yep.
you're trying to recover yourself away from it? Well, I keep my recovery gear on the roof, and so I can access everything or over
it's
here.
never covered.
One thing I get a lot of questions about, and it's come up so many times that people are like always interested. What the hell are these? Well, I knew from the very start that it was actually one of the first mods. I knew from the start that I was going to have to get up onto the roof of the vehicle. Well, I'm 5'11", and it's still pretty tall up there. So these are the Atlas door steps from Smittybilt, and they've got a nice textured step. They're really beefy. They use both of the bolts on the top and bottom door hinges, and I've never had a problem. They hold up to about 350 pounds, and each one has a bottle opener. Check this out. Knock it down. Done. That's my whole weight on one. Still dirty from
Oh, I'm having
the
flashbacks.
last trip.
I'm having flashbacks to our last Moab trip right now.
Does that even show up? It's pretty filthy, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that angle's probably nice. I don't know if that shows the Damascus. This is our buddy Jordan. He makes these knives. He built this one for me. We kind of designed it together. I wanted more of like a kind of a cross between a hatchet and a camp knife.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be actually like maybe this much longer, but he made it so pretty and so nice that I'm not complaining.
Yep.
It's a gorgeous knife.
No, that's always been
When it's-
a piece that when it comes out,
When
everyone
it's
kind
clean,
of
yeah.
everyone oohs and ahs when that one comes out.
And what did Jordan just do?
Jordan just won
Forged and Fire
Forged and
champion.
Fire. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's a big shot now.
We got some pretty interesting people we call friends.
Yeah, we do. So, but you've made significant changes since that trip. Like, I mean, I can tell just sitting in here. There's a lot of things that weren't here,
Yeah.
or that have changed out. Right, there were things over here, things that have changed out to other things.
You know, I should probably have my keys
Yeah.
in order to. Hey, Adam, are the keys on the table over there?
Fancy.
We're not using it though.
Okay.
You want me to go talk to you on the radio?
Killer, they go through
I'm gonna talk to this guy.
bulletproof vest like a hot knife through butter.
Oh yeah. What about pig fat? How to pig fat?
I still got those green tips laying around. Well, this is only for educational purposes. Whatever comes out this radio is not for real.
What channel are we on? A or B?
Hey,
That's right. 99.999% of what you hear out here is nothing but bullshit and hearsay.
sounds like we got a couple of experts over there.
Up there chewing the fat.
Alrighty, 5-2. I'm gonna get some dinner here. I'll be back later. 3 tonight. You guys have a great evening.
That was gold. That was gold.
Did you record that?
Yes, I
Yes.
did.
Yes.
That was perfect timing.
So this cockpit has changed quite a bit since the last time I remember being in here, and we hit it last year on,
Yeah.
on a long road trip. What's changed? Like, what have you done?
Well, I installed a 7-year-old,
Yes,
Ashton. Say
That's
hi,
right.
Ashton.
Hi.
that's right. Upgraded
And
from
Papa didn't install me.
upgraded from a 6-year-old.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, it's cool that he's here.
Yeah.
Because this whole entire project was kind of based off of the kids having a major traumatic
Totally.
experience
Yeah.
when I used to have the Subaru. No, we're not going to honk the horn. But yeah, I mean, as far as the cockpit goes, we have changed quite a bit. As a matter of fact, I literally just installed this about an hour before you guys showed up.
Super
with Adam.
fresh.
I
Yeah,
don't even recognize Kate.
No, with Adam, and here it's so fresh that the plastic's still on there. So
Nice.
we now have a 25-watt GMRS. I'm not sure what people are gonna say. They were talking on this channel before. Okay, seems like we're okay.
Whatever it is, it's not
Yeah.
real.
Yeah. But there we've got the Garmin Overlander, which is bitchin'. It's a great little system that you can go from. Of course, it's not going to work right now. Yeah, you can go from off-road maps to on-road
wow.
maps at a single touch of a button. It'll switch between the two
modes?
two different modes. So
Oh, wow.
you can see here, and I haven't used it in a while, so I think it's still like not even fully warm. But yeah, there you go.
So
It goes
this
back and forth.
So that's like a traditional street view kind of map that you would get off of your normal GPS system. Like, and then you go to this, which oh no, which a lot of us are more used to seeing in the off-road world.
Right.
These kind of more bird's eye view maps.
We also have the Garmin Inreach Mini.
This thing shrunk, huh?
Yeah. Yep. Well, they have the standard size one.
Yeah,
They got these
that's the
little
one that
guys.
I have, the big one. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's nice because it ties into the Overlander, also ties into my apps on the phone, so I can just text real quick on my phone and send Ashley, my wife, messages back from camp. And then, of course, we have the S-Pod HD touchscreen. And actually, I'll tell you guys under the hood, but my wiring's a mess right now. That's like one of the last few things that's left.
This is what controls a lot of your accessories, right? Lighting, that kind of stuff.
All the lighting, compressor, the water systems.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
Through there as well. And then we've got the Diablo Sport tuner. So this is the Trinity 2. You can tune off of this. You can run your gauges off of this. You can also do diagnostics off of this unit right here. It's plugs in with an OBD2 harness, so it's pretty nice. And then, of course, I've got my ham in-dash unit, but I'm one of those unlicensed guys who just listens, but I don't broadcast. And I meant to get my ham license, but then COVID.
Then COVID made that tough, yeah, because all the in-class testing and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's actually a really good thing that you said, because that's true and something people should know, especially if they have handhelds. Like, you can totally listen. That's fine. You can listen, and even and actually in case of an emergency, you can broadcast out if you need help and you're in a bad situation. But otherwise, yeah, definitely it's worth getting a license for sure.
This was so under the engine bay. One of the first things we did was two things. One, we installed a RIP supercharger over at Rebel Off-Road. So that gave us some of that power that we lost with all the weight that we added to the rig. Really made it feel like stock again. And then the second thing we kind of did was the Genesis Off-Road dual battery unit. And we're running 2 Optima batteries for that. So this supplies all of our power. And then one of the newer mods that we've done is the PSC power steering. So we upgraded the power steering, which goes a long way when you're running 38s and all this weight. The stock unit doesn't really like all that. You might notice a really nice rat's nest of wires here. All this will eventually connect back into my S-Pod. We had to replace my master cylinder, which happened yesterday. Buddy Justin came over and helped out, and we swapped out the master cylinder. But to get to it, I had to get rid of this, and this will be next on my agenda to wire everything up. But yeah, we've got a dual brain S-Pod. This is the SE unit, 2 of them, and it's also Bluetooth operated. We got a little Bluetooth antenna upgrade over here as well. So you'll notice over here a loose windshield wiper nozzle. No, but you'll notice this logo right here, Rick for Dirt. This is me and Frank's little brainchild. It's our podcast.
Yep.
And it's also a meetup. Frank had started a meetup about, what, how many years ago?
Now almost 5.
And about, what, 2 years ago, we kind of started
3.
talking together?
Yeah, about 2.5 years ago, yeah.
Well, because the podcast is 2 years now.
Yeah.
Shit, time flies when you're having fun. So yeah, about a few years back, we then rebranded what you had already created on the meetup experiential side.
We went from Rigs and Coffee to Rig for Dirt.
Rig for Dirt. And it started off as a podcast, and then we decided, why not merge everything under one umbrella? And it's been working out.
It's been working out really well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Check it out, rigforddirt.com. So the Curry Extreme 60s are super beefy axles. It's a high pinion axle, so that actually positions your drive shaft a little bit higher than a stock unit would. Inside we've got the Eaton E-lockers and a Yukon 513 gear assembly. Beyond that, the housings are just so beefy. I mean, those things are about that thick. I highly doubt we're gonna bend these. Given the amount of weight, given what we're trying to do, it was just the way to go. The suspension that we ended up going with was all Terraflex as well. For all the tie rods, track bar, drag link, everything's Terraflex. We've got their 60 tie rod on here, which is a perfect fit. And then we've got their long arm kit, which we'll get into in a minute. As you can see, the red assembly on the sides, these are the Rancho Racing 44 knuckles. What we ended up having Curry do was build us an axle that we could actually connect all of our stock knuckles and braking to. That way I still have a little time and I can save a little money, and I don't have to go crazy on getting my brakes upgraded right away either. a cool little thing, and I've been helping these guys ever since they reached out, but Gatekeeper Off-Road makes this really cool bracket. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this gold bracket right here that sits on top of the knuckle that my light is mounted to, I can now use my steering to point my light where I want it with these little flex singles up here. And those are the KC flex singles. On the suspension side, I reached out to my buddy Martin from Milestar Tires. He had a friend who worked over at Bilstein, Jason Engelman, who runs their R&D over there. And Jason goes, hey, what if we put a race system on your Jeep? Because I was telling him about some of the problems I was having, especially after the Rubicon. My last suspension system kind of got totally destroyed. So Jason over at Bilstein goes, yeah, let's put some triple bypasses on there. And I'm like, wait, that's like trophy truck stuff.
Let's go all in.
He goes, no, man, it's going to be bitching. So he's like, we'll put the 9200 series triple bypass shocks, and then we'll run our 9200 series coilovers. We're going to dial in the spring rates with Eibach, which they've been great because we've had to go through quite a few sets. So
yeah,
the fact that they're behind me the way they are has been awesome. And now we have the system here. So we've yet to tune it. We still got a little bit of work to do. But this is going to work for us getting out to Moab, doing some of those rocky trails, and having a good time.
And to be honest, the preliminary test
has already been awesome.
Has already been pretty awesome. Yeah,
I mean, this thing's taking like 50-mile-an-hour dips, like as if they didn't even.
Yeah.
Yeah, so pretty nice. Also, over here you can see the anti-rock sway bar system. We have this on the front and rear. Usually Jeeps are pretty loaded when it comes to a sway bar.
The sway bar that it comes
pretty
stock
aggressive.
is pretty aggressive, yeah.
And that's, government regulations to prevent rollovers. Well, this is kind of a passive system where it'll allow you to have a nice firm feel on the road, but then once you get into the rocks, it'll start to articulate. I mean, we went to the front, now we're all the way front. So all the way around, whether it's the front rear bumpers, the sliders, the fenders, everything's Evo Manufacturing. They've been like really good to me. Even the skids underneath the rig, I'll spare you from getting down there, but everything's Evo. So super stoked. It's been working out great. It's all steel, so it's pretty heavy, but again, there've been many trees and rocks that have regretted it.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I've got the Warn Xeon. It's a 12. It's not the 12, it's the 10. Let's start. Can we start that over? John got the 12. I have the 10. All right.
It stays in.
Oh, God.
They won't know. They'll never know.
We got the Warn 10S Xeon Platinum winch. It's got the synthetic line. That's what the S stands for. I did a little custom gold and black over here, which
there's a theme going on. I think we're picking up on.
Yeah, it looks really nice. We got the Factor 55 Ultra Hook with the rope guard, and then my buddy John over at Castle Fab, who's done a substantial amount of fabrication work. Actually, if it wasn't for John coming here from Nevada, none of the suspension would be where it's at right now.
That dude's a hero.
Yeah, and I'd probably be still twiddling my thumbs, sitting on my bed, thinking about all my friends having fun out at EJS. But now I get to go have fun too. But he made these little brackets for the G4 fogs from KC. So normally there's nowhere to put a fog light on this bumper, and the KC gravity headlights, they need these fogs to fully, like,
kind of fill in the
cover
space,
everything.
Right?
Yeah, so these have a really bitchin' cutoff, but it's pretty dark from where it cuts off to your vehicle. So these fogs just fill in that whole gap, and it's just a blanket of light. So it works out really nice. These came out real nice. Super stoked. It's great work. Love it. Here, I'll show you something. First of all, these are badass mounts. Seriously.
No, yeah.
It's actually, the company's called Badass Mounts. So, but they are badass. Check this out. I pull a little pin. Now I can position them forward. So the way I have it set up is,
oh wow,
the degrees, this one will face forward, and then it just works out to where there's just enough and I get a nice ditch light.
Wow.
So if I want to switch it on the fly, or if I'm at camp and I'm like, hey, let's go light up that side, like, I have that full, opportunity to do so. These lights are amazing. These are the latest offering from KC Highlights. It's our quad light. It's the Flex Aero 4. This is in a combo pattern, so you've got the fluted lenses on the bottom and you've got the full spot pattern up top.
What does that do for the lighting pattern?
So this diffuses the light at the bottom, so you get a nice spread. I mean, the amount of coverage from these lights is stupid. And you guys will probably end up seeing Adam's truck, his ZR2, and he's got 5 of these bad boys on the front of his bumper. So it's all the light. Now, with that said, I also have the Pro 6 light bar. This is a pretty iconic setup from KC.
Yeah.
A lot of racers use this. A lot of guys in the Overland scene use this. Just
very
anybody,
defining look.
Anybody who wants that really cool retro new school look,
Yeah.
will go and gravitate towards the Gravity Pro 6 light bar. I did these custom covers myself. Gotta clean my lights. Gotta get some of that Chemical Guys light cleaner. We'll cover it up now. But yeah, multicam, did a little gold accent. Realized that the amber covers never get a lot of branding, so managed to get
get a little love for the
little,
amber covers.
yeah, little KC outline on there. And I'm stoked. I'm stoked between my A-pillars, the light bar, the scene lights, the front lights. I mean, it's just everything's lit up.
Yeah.
So beyond that, the last kind of crowning jewel is I've got 2 different tent setups. Right now, I've got the iCamper Skycamp Mini. So it's a 2-person tent. It's a hardtop. It's a lighter weight tent than my 4-person from Free Spirit. But it's a really great tent when I go out with the wife or the kid, one kid. Works pretty well. Now, if I take the whole family out, I'll probably put on my High Country from Free Spirit, which is a 4-person tent,
Yeah,
insulated.
that's the big one.
That thing's bitching. It's like a king bed on top of the Jeep. On the wheels and tires side, I went with the Fuel Off-Road Covert beadlocks. These are custom powder coated to my gold that I've kind of done everything else in for the most part. And they are wrapped with the the Patagonia, Milestar Patagonias. These are a 38 by 13.5 tire. They're amazing on the road. They're so quiet. They're fantastic in the snow. They like eat the snow. And they do really well on the rocks. As you can see, I put them to work, and I'm about to get a new set before I take off to Moab, but they are awesome tires. So super stoked on my wheel and tire combo. I've actually, part of the reason why I wanted to keep the 5-lug was because I love my wheels so much. I don't want to go through that again.
I think we covered K head to toe, man.
Man.
Front to back, top
As a
to
matter of
bottom.
fact, there might be a couple things we left out. I don't even know what half the stuff in here is.
And there's stuff in boxes that's still to go on. That we.
I'm like, talk about the antenna.
Oh yeah.
It's one thing you forgot.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, it's the radio.
Yeah. There's some things, I mean, that are in boxes that we probably still haven't bolted on and talked about
Well, I
yet.
mean, like stuff like the antenna. Like,
Right.
You know, there's all kinds of stuff. I mean, this thing's actually kind of cool. It's
Stuff
like
that's staring you
magnetic,
right in the face.
and it's not going to go anywhere. It's because
Yeah.
it's got that rubberized base. It's from Rugged. Speaking of sponsors, I guess I might as well say thanks to them.
let's get the closing music ready and the
hook?
the hook.
So, I like to thank Jeep for making one of God's greatest creations known to man. Right here, the Jeep Wrangler.
That you took everything off and replaced.
Right, it's actually not even a Jeep anymore. Multicam pattern, Milestar, off the grid surplus, KC Highlights, Evo Manufacturing, Goose Gear, Garmin, iCamper, Front Runner Outfitters, Rebel Off-Road, Curry Enterprises, Bilstein US, Ibach World, Genesis Off-Road, Off-Grid Trek, JD Reel, Torco USA, Magnaflow, Rib Supercharger, Snowmaster USA, iCamper, Go FSR, Warren Industries, Rancho Suspension, Fuel Off-Road, Terraflex Suspension, Chris from the 4x4 Group.
I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. One of the best videos of all time.
Ron, Live Wrap, innovative products, innovative AT products, Overland Barrel, S-Pod, RCB Performance, Econ Gear, Axle Media, Off-Road, Max Tracks, Vector Off-Road, Midland Off-Road, Rancho, Land Rover Discovery, Batteries, Center Force, Media Motor, Dr. 55, renown, St. John, Beyond Logo, American Soundbar, and if I missed you, I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
God, mom, dad, and the streets.
And my wife.
That's right. The most important. Thanks. We'll. I don't even know where to go. That's done.
I think we're over. High five.
Check us out at rigfordirt.com and Rig for Dirt podcast. And then
Kate
we're
the
gonna,
Jeep.
Yep, and Kate the Jeep. And we're gonna go check out Adam's rig outside. And I'm Frank, Trucking McTruckface.
He seriously plugged himself on my video. Plugged himself. No, himself on your video.